I should have took you to the expo so everyone could see you. How beautiful you are. Okay, so it's been a few days since I posted a video. I had one together last night, but when I was filming it, all my audio was not on the video when I was uploading it. And so today I'm going to refilm that part for you guys. I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be showing you some footage I got from the expo. I didn't get a whole lot, but I'm going to talk to you all about how I got cussed out at the expo. And it wasn't my fault. I'll get into more detail after I show you the expo part. Maybe we can get Brandy on here and we can give you all some feedback of some of the things that went on at the expo and how we're going to try to improve things and how things went really well at the expo. It was overall excellent gathering expo for all of us, and it was really good. And I'm so happy to see a lot of you guys there. So let me show you some footage of the actual expo itself. Then we'll jump into me getting cussed out by, well, we'll go into that in a minute. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. But I will show you this. I have a hog trap finally, a legit hog trap. So I'm gonna try to unload it. I don't think Bobby liked all that noise. So I picked this up yesterday, and I'll show you guys putting it out, not in this video, but in another video. I've been looking for one of these for quite a while, and they're like hotcakes. You can't hardly get them. And if I had a welder and knew how to weld, I think it would be worth my time welding up several of these. Maybe that's something in the future, a skill I could pick up. But yeah, I'll show you guys this in more detail in another video. Hopefully we can catch some hogs. See, there's Bobby. Bobby, what are you doing? Bobby. Bobby. Hey, Gabby. Hey, Gabby. Hey, Gracie. You want some loving? Look, they want some loving too. There you go. That's the Bobby we was wanting to see, Bobby. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. All right, so now let me show you the expo. And in the meantime, me and Brandy got to run town and get some feeds, some other things. And then we'll talk a little bit about the whole thing. So, and now
You're in the back. And you're over here. 5 over here.
I need squad leaders all the way to that side. 4, 6,
hey, what week you guys on? Week 9? Man, you guys are almost done. We got 12 more weeks?
Yes, sir.
13 more weeks?
Yes, starts week 10 tomorrow.
Have you guys got a day pass yet? Got to go home?
We get our first one in 10 days. Yeah.
On Easter?
Yes, sir.
You better come back. Don't be staying home. Come back and finish. We're down here at the Mays County Fairgrounds getting ready for the Okie Homestead Expo next Friday and Saturday, March 22nd and 23rd. We got the Thunderbird Youth Academy in Pryor, Oklahoma down here helping us break down pins to get ready for all the vendors set up and all you guys coming. So come join us in all the fun March 22nd and 23rd, Friday, Saturday, and let's learn something together. Sergeant, you got them under control today. Good job.
4th platoon is an easy platoon to deal with. Thank you.
You want all platoons to be like this one, don't you?
We're trying to get 4th is the best. Yeah. If you had another, it would be good. Yeah. The 5 probably. There's a little gap right there that you fit in.
Brandon, what are you doing?
Making these rows straight, make everything look right.
So Brandon has came up with a plan to get these straight. Slow that thing down. Wherever you think. What year is this? 42? 52? 53. 53. That's awesome. What's up, Vince? Look, they know what to do.
Are they ready?
There's all.
They go everywhere.
Start flying. I didn't know that one had wings. Golly, Noah's Ark.
Well, I'm sure Peter didn't see it back in.
Don't tell Peter, huh? Wow.
Just nice and steady. Right cool. It's going to be a little bit more than that. So there's some muscle in there. There you go. Good deal. Bring this nose out. This mouth out.
Vincent, you can do that. You up there do that, Vincent. You cooking hot dogs over here, Bob?
Trying to. With making a Rubik's twist.
Yep. So a lot of the speakers do have booths. A lot of the speakers are vendors and stuff. So don't forget to check those guys out over in the show barn area. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you take over and teach us about organic gardening. All right.
Okay, thank you. Hey y'all, I am Sean Cassell.
I'm glad you're getting here. So
That's what.
we're going to be out.
I know. So I better get over here before you're all
I'll have
done.
more tomorrow. Though.
How long does it take for that to pop?
5 minutes.
Okay. What are you doing, Jared?
This is we're doing a turkey hog fry today. It's I'd say turkey traditional meal, but not necessarily because we kind of took it upon ourselves of making it traditional. At most gatherings around, family gatherings, anniversaries, weddings and stuff, you can find, a good hog fry within the turkey people. We're going to do about 200 pounds today. I got 3 kettles going, so should be ready to serve about noon, maybe a little before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna have these 3 kettles going pretty good, so come check us out.
Yep. And so what you do is you get the grease going, you put the hog meat inside there, and you cook the potatoes in here too, right?
Yes. Afterwards, after that grease runs down, the fat runs out of the meat there. It renders down a little bit. Then you can use it for multiple purposes. We'll slice up some potatoes and throw them in there. Also, cook them afterwards after the grease is all rendered down.
Sounds awesome.
Don't need no seasonings. The only seasoning I use is salt.
Heck yeah. I'll come back when you're cooking.
Oh yeah, come see us. Come see us.
Kevin, we gotta leave him alone. He's trying to work.
So I think that kind of goes back to, for me anyways, learning. I went to YouTube and started typing in gardening stuff to learn how to grow a garden. And then it kind of spread into, meat birds. And that was one person on the internet, probably 10, 12 years ago, was Joel. And Polyface Farm. I just had never seen anything like that. I searched every video I could find about Polyface Farm and went out and built one of his chicken tractors it looked super simple. It was going to be super easy and followed all the directions, and it worked great, except I live in the timber in the country and in the woods and the hills and not on a flat pasture. So every time I try to drag it, I get stuck on a tree root or something. And it wasn't, the design was great, and I totally understood what he was doing, but I kind of had to modify things for myself. And I don't know, it was just a learning experience. And just blow your socks off with what his knowledge and his speaking ability.
Oh, thank you. Wow. What a room.
Good job, Daniel.
Thank you. Oh,
Too
this
tall.
is quite a pulpit.
That's tall.
This is great. When those it meanders with the terrain. Listen, in my book, A Chef's Today in Winnipeg Farmer, I have a chapter titled Crooked Fences. None of our fences is straight. Now, may all of your carrots grow long and straight. May your radishes be large, but not pithy. May tomato blossom end rot affect your Monsanto neighbor's tomatoes. May the coyotes be struck blind at your pasture chickens. Okay? May all of your culinary experiments be delectably palatable. May the rain fall gently on your fields, the wind be always at your back, your children rise and call you blessed, and may we all make our nest a better place than we inherited. God bless you. Thank you for letting me stay.
That was awesome. Thank you. So, since he was talking about electric fences, there's a great place right out here. You can go check out demonstrations of all kinds of electric fences. Premier One. They've got everything you need for electric fences, but
They do the same thing. I tell them I can gauge it by you can just spread the fire. But you can see, read that in the by the way, that fire's harder on that side. Yeah, you can see that all clear everywhere.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, huh?
It is.
I'd say
Oh, Joe. Hey, Jojo. I got you something.
What's the kettle setting on? That's what the 55 gallons. So I mean, is it being supported by this ram right here?
yeah,
or?
this is actually the bottom of the barrel there. Yeah. Just don't cut it all the way out.
It is.
Care if I video you?
Oh, that's
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. We're going to serve. Take that. See that?
Oh, yeah.
Straining out the bottom
Yep.
there. Although it does. That is where a lot of your flavoring comes from. Though,
Yeah.
So. I like to leave a little bit of it in there because it'll, once it's sitting in this pan, it'll all fall to the bottom.
Okay, we just got back from the feed store, and I figured I'd finish telling you all the story about getting cussed at the expo this weekend. And it came from a food vendor, if you could imagine. We had some trouble this year with the food vendors. All our vendors inside were awesome, and all the vendors actually showed up were awesome. But we had some issues with food vendors. And if you guys have never ran a expo or a conference or anything like that, that over the last 3 years, that has been our main issue, is with cancellations with food vendors. And those are pretty important people to have there to feed all you guys. And that's the issue we have ran across for 3 straight years now. We always have at least one back out either the week of, the day of, or they just don't show up. And so that's what is really frustrating for us, because we work really hard all year doing this, and then people cancel on us, and the food's a really big thing for all the people there. So that was the main issue there this year, was we had 2 or 3 food trucks back out, one the day of, one like 2 days before, and then that same week I think the third one was. So it really puts a damper on things, and you guys know it's not easy to get another food truck lined up that short of notice, because it takes a lot of preparation on their side. And then now let's get into me getting cussed out, and then I'll talk more about the food vendors and the problems we had at the expo this year. So this is what happened. When as far as the event goes, we put out a email and tell the vendors and when they can come set up and what time and all that stuff. So in the letter we sent out, they could set up Thursday pretty much all day. I think it was from like 7 to 7 or something like that, and even if they wanted to set up later, they could. So all the food trucks but 2 showed up on Thursday to set all their stuff up, and it's pretty much like at this point first come first serve on the electrical outlets that we have. There's only a limited amount, and it says that in the email, hey, bring a generator just in case you do not get electric. There is electric on site, but you are not guaranteed to be able to hook up to electric, so bring a generator. That's in the actual form itself that you fill out and that you read and you know. All right, so let's fast forward to Friday morning. All the other food trucks set up, like I said, 2, and this one was a actual food truck that we needed them to serve food for us. And by this time, Friday morning, we had already found out that we will not be having, I think, 2 or 3 different food trucks showing up. So we were at that point, we were like, we need everyone else to be here, right? So this was in my mind as I'm dealing with this guy. So I got there at 5:45 Friday morning, unlocked the doors, and about 6 they showed up, and then Kevin and Rachel and Brandon, all them showed up like shortly after, like 6:10. We were all there, but I've been handling the food trucks, setting the food trucks up. As far as when they come in, I'll go set them up for the most part. And the guy showed up whenever I was unlocking the doors. I said, he said, hey, I'm so and so at the food truck. Where can I set up at? And I said, all right. So did you bring your generator? He said, yeah, but I was told I could have electric. And I said, what kind of electric do you need? Because at this point, all the 50 amps were taken. We had one 30 amp left. And he said, I need a 50 amp. And I said, well, we don't have a 50 amp. So if you have to have a 50 amp, you're going to have to use your generator. And that's when everything went downhill from there. Started throwing the F-bomb out there, letting me know that per application, it said that he was getting electric and all this bunch of nonsense. And then I said, well, sir, if you would have got here yesterday when all the other ones got here, if you would have got here before some of them, you would have got to pick a spot that had electric. And he said, it says we can get here on Friday only, and it didn't say that at all. That's the problem we have. Some people want to be vendors as far as food vendors and stuff, but they don't read the whole application, so they don't get the whole. They just know the event starts on Friday, so they want to come Friday morning, whatever. I'm okay with that, but be prepared when you show up. So like, no, actually everyone set up for like 12 hours yesterday, and you were more than welcome. Your email says that. What it comes down to, he just did not read his email with all the correct information on it. He just assumed what he assumed, and he was giving me a cussing about the whole electric thing. And usually, like you guys know, I was in the Marine Corps. when I was younger, and I've taken a lot of cussings in my lifetime, especially being in the Marines. So it wasn't this big ordeal like, oh, I've never been cussed at. You know, I worked for the state for 10 years. I worked with the public pretty much daily, and we worked all kinds of different characters, meeting characters out on the job site, and taking many cussings there too. Even got threatened to get killed once or twice in the 10 years. So it wasn't that big of a deal as far as that goes, but I wasn't going to take a whole lot of it. And the reason why I took what I did is because we really needed him. We needed him to serve food. If the other ones didn't back out, honestly, I would have just said, sir, I'm sorry, we don't need you. Sorry, I mean, if you can't use your generator and you're going to sit here and cuss me out, we don't need you here. And I don't want you talking to the customers and the people that are coming like that too, which I would assume he wouldn't, but you just never know people when emotions start flying. And being upset, you know, being that early in the morning, he was probably tired, just like we were tired. Really no excuse for it. I can make excuses for him, but I don't think I'm going to. I think he just wasn't being very pleasant that morning. Anyway, so me and him got straightened out. After he's dropping the F-bomb on me a lot, I said, okay, can you use a 30 amp outlet? And he said, I don't know. I said, you know what, let me tell you what. I'll tell you what, let's walk over there, drive your truck over there. Let's see if you got the right adapter for a 30 amp. Because I asked him what all he was using, and it was literally just like lights and a vent hood. I think his grill was gas, so he didn't need 50 amps. And I said, okay, so let's go check the 30 amp out because I'm pretty sure you can use it. So we went up there, and I showed him the 30 amp. I said, well, we'll see if you got the right connector, because he had a 50 amp, but they sell connectors where you can hook the 30 amp up to. So we're looking, and he doesn't have it. And I said, all right, so he's cussing then too. This is, you know, effing dumb. I can't believe this effing stuff. Just throwing the F-bomb out like crazy. And I'm like, okay, well, I said, this is if you do not want to use your generator, which we prefer them not using generators just because of the noise, obviously. It's a less expense to them if they gotta run gas the whole time. I get it. No one wants to use a generator. But with that being said, I said, hey, the store opens at 8 o'clock. Go down there, get the connector, because I know they sell them, and come back. They're like $30. That's another effing $30. I mean, just going off. I'm like, okay, well, you probably need this anyways if you're doing events, because you never know what you're going to come up into, right? So I finally talked him into at 8 o'clock. He can get everything set up. He's run his generator to keep the stuff cold at that time. 8 o'clock, go get because he wasn't even going to start serving lunch for like 3 hours, right? And he could start prepping with his generator, and then once he got the outlet, he can plug it in and go from there. And the store was literally 10 minutes away, so it wasn't like a 45-minute drive, right? So he said, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Well, then he finds Brandy a little bit later, probably like an hour later, and finds Brandy and says, hey, I don't know who that was who set me up, but I cannot use a 30 amp service. I just can't do it. So Brandy's like, all right, well, we'll try to go get you one. So then Brandy finds me and tells me, hey, let's just go get him one. I'm like, well, last time I talked to him, he was going to go get one. And I guess he was throwing a fit to her too. So I said, all right. I said, let me handle this. I walked back over there to him, and I said, what's the issue? I thought we discussed that you were going to go get a 30 amp. A 30 amp won't work. Like going off again. And I said, sir, yes, it will. I said, I promise you it's going to work. You don't need a 50 amp. A 30 amp connector will work for what you're using. And we're looking at it. He's like, it won't. It's 110. I mean, he just going making all these excuses. And I said, all right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go get you a adapter. And if that doesn't work, you can either leave or you can run your generator. That's the only two options you have. Because he was literally trying to get me to cut someone else off from using their generator, I think. I mean, I don't know, using their outlet. And that's just first come, first serve type of deal. And so once I said, look, I'm going to go get you one, then everything changed. Like, man, that would be awesome. Thank you. That would be awesome. So kind of came down to it. It's one of them sayings, a squeaky wheel gets the oil or whatever, gets the grease. He was just going to throw a big enough fit where he wouldn't have to go get what he needed until I gave in. I went and got it, came back, hooked it up, and he still didn't think it was going to work. Hooked it up, worked perfect the whole weekend, right? So that's how I got cussed out this weekend. So if that's the worst that happened to me, that's a pretty good weekend. And we had a little bit more stuff go on. Maybe Brandy and Rachel and us, we can all get together and talk about the pros and cons of running your own Okie Homesteading Expo, because there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about and don't see. And a lot of people want to start their own event And just like us 3 years ago, we wanted to, but we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And here we are 3 years later, and we learn something new every year. We're already talking about next year's and what we can do to make it better. So the biggest complaint you guys will probably see, if you see any, is that there were long food lines. And like I said earlier, we had two, or at least two, I think possibly three, that backed out on us. We actually thought we had overbooked food, and we did that just in case one had dropped out, but then we had multiples drop out and put us in a bind. So if they all would have showed up, the lines would have been perfect for what to be expected for an event of this size and all that. So that was the main issue, was the food lines, and it kind of made us look like we were unprepared. And we announced on the main stage, look guys, this makes us look like we were not ready for you guys. We were. We just had some things happen. 2 to 3 of them backed out within yesterday and this week. So there's nothing we can do about it. And we actually ended up having a food vendor that wasn't there Friday. It was scheduled to come Saturday. He came and fed like 450 people. So that took a big load off the rest of them. But with all that being said, everything went well. I took the cussing pretty good. But I will say, we don't take cussings lightly as far as inviting people back to our event the following year. So if you guys come to the event and give us a good cussing, probably not going to be welcome back to the event. I think most of you guys can understand that. And we bend over backwards. Kevin, Brandy, Rachel, all of us, we bend over backwards to make people feel comfortable, feel at home, feel loved and wanted there. But when you have someone like that, maybe they're having a bad day. I get it. Maybe I was having a bad day. You don't ever know. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on, people across from you. But that really is no excuse to throw a little tantrum, especially when you're grown men, grown adults, and things could be handled different. So lesson learned on that. We're going to be changing some things up as far as verbiage and all that goes, making it very, very, very clear. First come, first serve. So if you guys want to come, if you're watching this and you want to come back to the expo next year and be a vendor or food vendor or whatever, let this be known. First come, first serve on the electric. That's kind of how it's going to have to be. And we got a whole nother year to discuss everything, so things can change. But yeah, so overall the event was awesome. Great speakers, great volunteers. The ones that did show up to volunteer, thank you guys so much. That was another thing. We had over 14 volunteers just not show up. And they called, some of them called and texted, things happen, which things come up, they couldn't come, understand that. But we had 14 this year. That was a little overwhelming. So then we had other people like Brandon Eddy and some other people really stepped up this year to help us get this thing going. And I don't want to start naming names because I'll forget someone. And Robbie was a big help. Everyone that volunteered was a big help. So yeah, if I didn't say your name, I only said a couple, I'm sorry. It's not intention to leave you out, but I just don't want to just start name drop because I will forget some for sure. It was a busy, busy weekend. It seems like it takes forever to get to this weekend, and then I blink and the weekend's over. So that's how it was this year too. So if you guys are interested in coming, being a vendor or a speaker or anything like that, y'all need to go to our website, okiehomesteading.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and you guys can reach out to us. It was a big success. Lots of just good family environment. Lots of fun. But if you guys would like to see us four get together on our channels and put a video out about the pros and cons and all that stuff of doing this, leave me some comments down below. I'd appreciate that. That would show some interest if you guys like to see that. And there's a lot of behind the scenes things that we can give you guys some light on too that we just don't really ever talk about as far as just how things go. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you came to the expo, thank you very much. We love you guys. If you're a sponsor of the expo, thank you very much. We love you guys too. And we'll see you in 2025 Okie Homestead Expo. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.